Welcome everyone to the Coin Hunt USA. Today we're taking about the ultimate guide on the most valuable Lincoln Wheat Pennies ever produced. In the United States, a simple 1-cent coin that many people overlook every day yet. Some of these historic pennies are worth an unbelievable amount of money. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and it quickly became one of the most collected coins in American history. These coins were minted from 1909 to 1958 and feature the iconic wheat ears on the reverse, which is why collectors proudly call them wheat pennies. Over the years, certain dates, mint marks, and rare errors have transformed ordinary-looking pennies into legendary treasures that sell for huge prices at auctions and private sales. In this video, we will explore the rarest Lincoln Wheat pennies, including low mintage issues, famous mint mark varieties, and shocking minting mistakes that collectors dream of finding. From the extremely rare 1909 seconds VTB penny that started it all to the elusive 1957 T and the highly sought-after 1942 penny, each coin has a powerful story behind it. We will also talk about the most famous era penny of all time, the 1944 bronze Lincoln Wheat Penny, which can be worth more than a luxury house. Despite millions of wheat pennies being made, only a small number survived in top condition, making high-grade examples incredibly valuable. This video is perfect for beginners, collectors, and anyone curious about oldest coins. If you have a jar of pennies, a family collection, or a passion for rare money, you need to watch this carefully, because one small coin could be worth big money. Stay with us as we reveal which Lincoln Wheat pennies are worth a fortune, how to recognize them, and why collectors are willing to pay so much for these historic American coins. Let's get started. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny from the United States. This video is created for collectors, beginners, and anyone curious about old coins that may still be hiding in pockets, jars, or family collections. The 1957 Wheat Penny is one of the last wheat design pennies ever made before the design changed, and that makes it historically important. This coin represents the end of an era in American coinage, and many people underestimate its potential value today. Even though millions were made, condition, rarity, and special errors can turn a simple coin into something truly valuable and exciting for collectors around the world. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced during a time of economic growth in America, and it carries the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front with wheat ears on the back. This wheat design was first introduced in 1909, and by 1957 it had become a symbol of tradition and stability. The metal composition of this coin is mostly copper, which adds to its appeal because copper coins are no longer produced in the same way today. Many collectors love the warm color and solid feel of this penny, and that physical quality plays a role in long-term collectability. Millions of 1957 wheat pennies were struck at different mints, and most common examples are still affordable. However, value changes greatly depending on condition. A heavily worn coin may only be worth slightly more than face value, while a sharp, well-preserved coin with strong details can be worth much more. Collectors look closely at the hair details of Lincoln, the lines in the wheat ears, and the overall shine of the coin, because these features help determine its grade, and higher grade always means higher value in the coin collecting world. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny is the possibility of error. Varieties error coins are mistakes made during the minting process, and they can include doubled images of center strikes or unusual markings. These errors are rare and highly desirable among collectors. If someone finds a genuine mint error on a 1957 wheat penny, it can significantly increase the value, sometimes reaching levels that surprise even experienced collectors, which is why checking every old penny carefully is always recommended. Mint marks are another important detail for this coin. The 1957 Wheat Penny was produced at more than one mint, and some mint locations produced fewer coins than others. Collectors often search for specific mint marks because scarcity plays a major role in value. A penny from a less common mint in excellent condition will always be more desirable than a very common one. Even small differences can matter greatly when it comes to collector demand and market price. Condition is everything when discussing the value of the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Uncirculated coins that were never used in everyday transactions can show original mint luster and sharp edges. These coins are much harder to find today because most were spent long ago. Collectors often store such coins in protective holders to prevent damage and preserve their quality over time. Proper storage can make a major difference in long-term value, especially for copper coins, which can react to air and moisture. The market value of the 1957 wheat penny can change over time based on collector interest, copper prices, and overall demand for vintage American coins. During times when coin collecting becomes more popular, prices can rise steadily. Many collectors view wheat pennies as an affordable entry point into the hobby, which keeps demand strong year after year, and this ongoing interest helps support the value of coins like the 1957 issue, even when they are not extremely rare. For people interested in subscribing to a coin collecting channel or following regular updates, this type of content is perfect. Learning about small details can help viewers avoid missing valuable coins. Education is the key to success in coin collecting, and watching detailed videos allows collectors to train their eyes and gain confidence. The more knowledge someone has, the better their chances of finding something special in everyday change or old family collections. Many collectors dream of discovering a rare penny worth a surprising amount of money, and while the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny is not usually extremely expensive, it still holds potential, especially with high grades or rare errors. Stories of valuable finds keep the excitement alive and inspire people to keep searching. Every coin tells a story, and the 1957 wheat penny tells the story of a nation moving toward a new era while holding on to tradition. In conclusion, the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny from the United States is a fascinating coin with historical importance, collector appeal, and real value potential. It may look ordinary at first glance, but closer inspection can reveal quality, rarity, and beauty that collectors truly appreciate. This is why learning about coins, subscribing to educational channels, and staying informed can be so rewarding. Keep checking your coins, keep learning, and you may one day discover that a simple penny has been waiting years to be found and appreciated. Next up, the 1944 Lincoln cent wheat penny without mint mark from the United States is one of the most searched and collected coins by beginners and advanced collectors because it was produced in Philadelphia during the final years of World War II, and it represents a powerful story of American history, patriotism, and metal conservation. And this penny is made mostly from copper after the year's mint returned to copper composition following the famous 1943 steel cent, and most 1944 pennies without mint mark are common, yet still very important for collectors who want to complete a wheat cent collection. And this coin features Abraham Lincoln on the front and two wheat ears on the back, symbolizing prosperity and strength. And millions were minted, which makes most examples affordable, yet condition and rare errors can make values rise significantly. When talking about the value of a 1944 wheat penny with no mint mark, it is very important to understand condition, because circulated coins that have been used for many years usually have lower value, while uncirculated examples with strong details and original color are worth much more. And a normal circulated 1944 Philadelphia wheat penny may be worth only a small amount above face value, while a well-preserved uncirculated coin can be worth several dollars. And if the coin shows full wheat lines, sharp lettering, and minimal wear, collectors are willing to pay a premium, especially if the coin has attractive red copper color instead of brown. One of the biggest reasons this coin is popular on YouTube and among collectors is because of the extremely rare 1940 for steel wheat penny era. And although the normal 1944 penny should be copper, a very small number were accidentally struck on leftover steel planchets from 1943, and if a person finds a 1944 wheat penny without mint mark that sticks to a magnet, it could be one of the most valuable as pennies ever. And these steel errors have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auctions, and this makes people all over the world check their old pennies, hoping to discover a life-changing coin. The history behind the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny adds emotional value because during World War II copper was needed for military equipment and ammunition, and the US Mint changed materials to support the war effort, and by 1944 the Mint returned to copper using recycled shell casings, which means this coin literally contains metal from wartime history. And this story makes the coin very attractive for collectors' history, lovers and YouTube viewers who enjoy learning about hidden stories behind everyday money. Collectors also look for errors and varieties on the 1944 no mint mark wheat penny because small mistakes can increase value dramatically, and these include double die obverse coins of center strikes, clip planchets, and lamination errors. And even though most 1944 pennies are common, finding one with a clear error can turn a simple coin into a valuable collectible, and error coins are especially popular on YouTube because they create excitement and surprise and keep viewers watching longer. Grading plays a major role in determining the worth of a 1944 wheat penny without mint mark because professional grading services evaluate the coin based on wear, luster, strike, and eye appeal, and higher grades mean higher value, and collectors often search for coins graded Miss 65 or higher because these examples are much harder to find and command strong prices, and learning how to identify grade at home is a valuable skill for any coin enthusiast who wants to build a serious collection. For YouTube content creators, this coin is perfect because it allows long discussions about history, value, errors, metal composition, and collecting tips, and viewers enjoy seeing close-up shots, comparisons between circulated and uncirculated examples, and magnet tests for steel errors, and a 40-minute video can easily be filled with stories, facts, and visual demonstrations that keep the audience engaged and encourage them to check their own coin jars and collections. Subscription growth on coin value channels often comes from coins like the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny because it is common enough that many people own one, yet rare enough in certain forms to create excitement and hope, and by explaining realistic values while also mentioning rare possibilities, creators build trust with viewers, and this trust leads to more likes, comments, and subscriptions, and long, detailed videos help the channel appear more authoritative and educational. The market value of the 1944 wheat penny without mint mark can change over time, depending on copper prices, collector demand, and overall interest in wheat cents, and while common examples remain affordable, high grade and error coins continue to rise in value, and collectors who buy quality coins and store them properly may see appreciation over the years, and this makes the coin appealing not only for hobby reasons but also as a long-term collectible investment. In conclusion, the 1944 Lincoln cent wheat penny without mint mark is much more than just an old coin because it connects history, wartime metal stories, collecting passion, and the thrill of rare discoveries. And whether it is worth a few cents or thousands of dollars depends on condition, composition, and errors, and this is why it remains one of the most talked about pennies on YouTube and among collectors. And learning about this coin encourages curiosity, patience, and appreciation for the small details that can turn ordinary change into something truly special. Next up, the 1942 Lincoln cent wheat penny without mint mark is a fascinating United States coin that was produced at the Philadelphia Mint during the middle of World War II. And this coin represents a powerful moment in American history when the nation was fully engaged in global conflict and resources were becoming increasingly important, and the wheat penny design created by Victor David Brenner continued to symbolize unity, tradition, and strength, with Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the two wheat ears on the reverse, and because there is no mint mark, this clearly identifies the coin as struck in Philadelphia, which was the main mint facility producing millions of coins for daily commerce, and collectors today value this penny not only for money worth but also for its historical meaning, cultural value, and connection to a difficult but important time in American history. In 1942, the United States was preparing for major changes in coin metal composition due to the war effort, and copper was a critical material needed for ammunition and military equipment, and this makes the 1942 wheat penny especially interesting because it is one of the last years before the famous 1943 steel cent was introduced, and the 1942 penny was struck using bronze composed mainly of copper, tin, and zinc, and this normal composition adds stability to its long-term preservation, and collectors often check weight, color, and sound to confirm authenticity, and many people search their old jars, boxes, and inherited collections hoping to find a high-grade example that could be worth much more than face value. The value of a 1942 Lincoln cent wheat penny without mint mark depends strongly on condition, and this is where grading becomes very important because Circulated coins that show where on Lincoln's hair wheat lines and lettering are usually common and affordable, while uncirculated coins with full original luster, sharp details and minimal marks are far more valuable and professional. Grading services like PCGS and NGC help determine exact condition and protect the coin in sealed holders, and high grades like Ms 65 and above can command significantly higher prices in the collector market, especially when eye appeal is strong and surfaces are clean. Another important factor in value is the presence of errors or varieties, and while the 1942 no mint mark penny does not have extremely famous varieties like the 1955 double die, collectors still look carefully for repunch dates off, center strikes, die cracks, broad strikes, and planchet errors, and any unusual feature can increase desirability and value. And error coins are popular because they represent mistakes from the minting process and offer something unique that standard coins do not, and even small errors can make a big difference to collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents. Market prices for the 1942 Philadelphia wheat penny can range from a few cents for heavily worn examples to several dollars for lightly circulated pieces, and tens or even hundreds of dollars for high grade mint state examples. And prices change over time depending on demand, metal markets, and collector interest. And online auctions, coin shows, and dealer price guides help establish current values, and collectors are always advised to compare multiple sources before buying or selling. And patience is often rewarded in numismatics because long-term holding can increase value. Historical context adds another layer of interest because in 1942, Americans were experiencing rationing, factory conversions, and wartime sacrifices, and coins like this penny passed through the hands of soldiers, workers, families, and businesses, and each coin carries silent stories of that era. And for many collectors, this emotional and educational value is just as important as financial worth, and owning a 1942 wheat penny can feel like holding a small piece of living history connected to one of the most important decades of the 20th century. For beginners, this coin is an excellent entry point into coin collecting because it is affordable, widely available, and rich in history, and it teaches important lessons about grading, mint marks, composition, and historical research. And for advanced collectors, it serves as a condition rarity challenge where finding a perfectly preserved example becomes the goal, and building a complete wheat penny set often includes upgrading the 1942 no mint mark to the highest possible grade, and this pursuit keeps collectors engaged and passionate. Proper storage and care are essential to maintain value, and collectors should avoid cleaning the coin because cleaning can permanently damage the surface and reduce worth, and instead coins should be stored in acid-free holders, flips, or capsules, and kept away from moisture, heat, and direct handling. And learning how to care for coins is an important skill that protects both financial and historical value and ensures that the coin can be enjoyed by future generations. If you are enjoying this deep dive into the 1942 Lincoln cent wheat penny and you love learning about rare and valuable coins from the United States, then make sure you support the channel by subscribing right now and turning on notifications so you never miss a new video about coin values, errors, history, and collecting tips. And your subscription helps the channel grow, brings more detailed research, and allows us to create longer, more informative videos just like this one for collectors around the world. In conclusion, the 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny without mint mark is much more than a simple 1-cent coin because it represents history, artistry, wartime America, and the excitement of collecting. And whether you own one already or hope to find one in the future, understanding its value, worth, and background makes the experience far more rewarding. And with knowledge, patience, and passion, even common coins can become treasures. And every collector journey begins with learning coins like this iconic 1942 wheat cent.